zoomed in and I saw Aggie and I was trying to click her so hard.
So the bar is so
Calm
much
yourself,
more busy
Iago.
when you get here. Aggie sees you as you come in, and she goes, "Father!"
Lock the doors.
Turns around, and Drawl kind of like comes out from behind the partition, working back over by the barrels, and to see what she's talking about. Sees you, Drada, and goes,
Have you read this book? Have you read this book?
He goes, Drada!
Do you not understand? This book is everything. You need to understand. This book is everything.
He stops, frozen for a moment. Is everything all right?
No, it's really not. You know that it's bad when you're in like the local ale hole and they are like, wow.
Yeah.
After an eon of war, Discordia, goddess of betrayal, strife, and suffering, had done the unfathomable. She had won. At her feet lay the gods, dying, their heroes broken, all hope forsaken. Reality was hers to remake in her image, her victory unassailable. In this moment, Discordia wept, for there was no one to oppose her.
Hey, you. Yes, you watching from your scrying box. You look like a person who enjoys a good treasure hoard, so to speak. Let me tell you of a secret place where you'll find all your tabletop treasures in abundance. Misty Mountain Gaming holds the secret coffers of metal dice, acrylic dice, dice trays, and many other tabletop role-playing gaming accessories for you and your entire party. And just for scrying on us today, you'll get an extra 10% off with the coupon code TYRANTS. That's our little way of saving your party some extra gold. So start your journey now and head to mistymountaingaming.com, where you too can find the treasure of a lifetime.
And we are here. Welcome, everybody. We're Dice Tyrants. We're a TTRPG streaming community, and we are super excited to be back in the library of Silas Brightwood.
Oh no.
I am the founder of Dice Tyrants, James, also known as Osirian Legacy on the Twitch and the Twitters, and I will hand this off to Cheyenne.
Hi! Well, it's good to be back, folks. We took a couple weeks off there. One for the 4th of July weekend, and one Independence Day observed. And then once for It Is Super Hot observed.
Observe that.
2 weeks ago here in Seattle, we had 109 degrees. And and that's not supposed to happen here in the Pacific Northwest.
Like, all your infrastructure isn't designed, I'm sure, for like that kind of intense heat.
No, all I can do is open a window and turn on all the fans. And
I'm familiar with that.
And it's weird when you look outside the trees and they've given up. There's just not even trying to flap in a breeze because there's just no wind. Just watching a tree with all the leaves perfectly still because all air movement has stopped. It was pretty rough, but we made it through. I mean, I know it's like, I'm sure that I have friends in Arizona who are like, "That's a Tuesday. What are you talking about?" But
Oh my God.
that's why I don't live in Arizona. folks.
Yep.
It's hot. It's hot. Okay. Once we hit
So
85,
that's
I
what I've
complain.
been up to. How about you guys? It's been a long time. Good to see y'all again.
It's been a lot of business stuff, a lot of game prep for the Ascended, and been playing a lot of Crowfall, a new MMO that just released that I've been testing for like literally 6 years. So it's nice that it's released. It still has a lot of work it needs done though. Yeah, listening to a lot of audiobooks. So that's been my last couple weeks.
Alrighty. And Tony?
Same thing with James. A lot of business stuff. We got some really cool things rolling out around September 1st, so tune in for that. And got back into World of Warcraft. I've been playing a lot of Burning Crusade Classic, and doing writing things, doing school things, doing Dice Tyrants things. You know what I got going on.
And how about you, Taylor?
I mean, I don't want to incriminate myself in any way, so, you know, been doing my goddamn day job.
And that's it. Just doing your day job.
Just doing my day job, man, you know, and like recording podcasts and drawing sometimes and staying in the dang house. And now I'm here, and I gotta be honest, I don't remember the last 3 weeks. Everything's kind of running together, so I'm excited to read today, which might not be one of my skills.
Oh, right. Yes. What she's referenced is where we last left off in the story. You guys had just battled the wicked and corrupted ghost of Silas Brightwood, who had trapped all his former assistants here in this great library of his, where they do all sorts of research. And you had come along to find the library in search of some apothecary equipment, found Silas Brightwood, defeated him, freed the library of its trapped spirits, and are now going to have to decide what you're going to do with all this information that you have at your fingertips for the moment. You also had acquired several items which were not entirely investigated previously, including several books of note. And I think a couple of you ended up wounded from the fight here?
Yes, I believe I have 2 wounds. I don't remember if we healed them all last session, but I'm fine with just being.
You're still set as being 2 wounds, so it looks like it was just Vec that came out of this fight wounded.
Mm-hmm. And that wasn't even from the fight. That was from the stupid trap.
Yeah, that was from the Silas's last laugh there.
Mm-hmm. What a joke.
First of all, so what are you guys going to try and examine first of the various loots that you've acquired? Do you recall?
I am going to take some time with Memento and Mori. And kind of, I'm gonna walk over to this desk over here, and kind of like push the pages and the papers aside and wipe off the dust. And Vec kind of like screeches this wooden chair across the stone floor, and then he hops on top of it and sets both of these blades on the table and just starts examining them, try to get some information about them, see if he can know where they're from or how they were made.
Okay. It takes you, as with most magical items, it takes you about an hour just sort of playing with the weapon, holding it and examining it and giving it test swings and feeling its balance and all that sort of stuff. And after that hour or so, you can essentially, unless there's something special about it, attune to the weapon, and you kind of just get an understanding of what these weapons are and what they're capable of doing. And Memento and Mori are a twin pair of blades of elven construction. That their abilities only work when you wield both of them at the same time.
Okay.
They're essentially short swords. Oop, I accidentally rolled one. Didn't mean to do that. They are essentially short swords of mithril masterwork quality. So they do strength plus a d6 damage. But because they're super light and quick, you only need to have a d4 in order to wield them. Normally, you need to have a higher strength. When you hold both, you act as if you had the dual wielder edge. You don't even need to take the dual wielder edge to use them both. Basically, you don't suffer. You still suffer your offhand.
That's -2, right?
A -2 on your offhand attacks, but you don't suffer a multi-action penalty when using. If you use one and then the other, you don't suffer a multi-action penalty on those attacks.
Oh, that's sweet. So it's basically almost like a free attack, but I just get that -2 penalty for the offhand.
Right.
Okay, cool.
And Memento has a special ability that if you hit, it's called Infamy. No. It has a special ability when you're using both of them at the same time. It has a special ability called Remember Me. If Memento hits with a raise, the target is made vulnerable.
Nice.
Okay.
Until the end of their next turn. And if Mori hits with a raise, you get a free reroll on your damage.
You find out who the father is. Mori, come on. It's an old joke, sorry.
But you
3
also
3 points. I beg
But you also get a sense of there is a sort of there's something dark about these two blades as well.
Okay.
Here we go.
You can feel the how these weapons are draw the attention of those who would want to take them from you.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
You can tell that these are weapons that should you show them off, you're pretty sure that any warrior or martial class would go, I'm going to take those weapons from you, and I'm going to make them mine instead.
Okay.
They just have this sort of feel about it.
That's probably That's probably what drew Drada towards them to begin with.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say, would Hemen feel like she needs to, as a martial warrior?
Basically, the way they work is that every week we're going to draw a card. Every session we're going to draw a card. And if you draw a face card, someone will show up in the story with the intent of hunting down those blades.
Okay, I like that.
Got it.
That's
Okay.
just chaotic enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically, these blades are sought far and wide, and whoever wields them is a target of others who are looking for them.
Can't wait.
Bring it. All right, that's what Vec does.
Okay. You guys have took, I think it was about 7 or 8 days to get here. Music's getting loud. Yeah. Took about 7 or 8 days to get here, and you have about 14 days worth of food. So you got plenty of time to like stay here and maybe take a break and sort of refocus yourselves and study all the things you've done. Maybe do some reading here before heading back, before your supplies are low enough where you have to head back to Delverhome. Do you intend to do that, or do you intend to like leave, in the morning? Or
I think Vec is probably going to just default to what the rest of the group wants to do. But yeah, whatever you guys want to do. If you want to stay here, Vec will stay here. If you guys want to go, Vec will go.
I think if we've
About,
gotten
like,
what
a
we
day
came
or
for,
two, like, is there any Drada stuff that? I mean, because we're in your home, so
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any study that
you know
that
what?
you would have an edge to explain maybe why is this happening to us.
well,
I would
couple of
like
things.
to go see. Oh, okay.
No, go ahead. I'd like to hear what you want to say.
Instead of spending a lot of time in the library, I think Drada, because it's one of those things where he'd want to be here for a long time. If he starts, he might not want to leave. So I think instead of doing that, Drada would probably want to see if his family home is still standing now that he remembers them.
Okay.
Now that it's kind of come back to him. I don't know how far that would be from this, or like he would probably want to see if it's reachable, just so he could see.
You also got several books that you found here. There was, I think, 4
Yeah.
total volumes that needed to be sort of identified and figure out what they are.
Yeah, I've got like a scroll. I've got the Azure Codex.
Yeah, the Veld Codex, the Tattered
Yeah.
Novella.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have to do that now. We can do that when we get back to Delverhome, because that might take some time for me to want to dig through. And then I've got three random books from Silas's office. We have to figure out what those are.
Yeah. And okay.
And some identified papers. I think that's the ones that Vec pulled off.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that if he wants to do anything while they're here, because they kind of have a mission, and he doesn't want to dive solely into just looking at books, because like I said, he'll probably not get much accomplished or want to stay longer. He'd probably just want to see if his family's home is still around or reachable.
All right, so give me a common knowledge roll to see if you can recall where in the city those housing was.
Okay. Ooh, do I have a Benny? I'm gonna burn a Benny on this one. This is important to Drada. Oh, damn it, I did that again.
Yeah.
There's a delay. When you click on it, you gotta wait because there's a delay before it drops. That was a 3, by the way, for those who are listening. And this, let's do common knowledge again.
You just click on the Benny symbol in the Better Rolls thing to get to automatically reroll. But that was a 10 that time, which is a hit and a raise.
Yes.
So yeah, you definitely you definitely know where in the city your house stood.
Okay. So yeah, he would want to say, if we have time, if we need to leave now, let's leave. But if we have time, I would like to see if maybe I can see my family's home, if it is a part of this, if it's reachable. But if you feel we need to leave, we can leave.
I would also like to draw you guys' attention to something I have included in here. If you click on the journal page, please, or journal entries. And then down at the bottom there, you see a button that says Quest Log.
Oh, wow.
You have one current quest that I have set up here. Let the stars be your guide. And that is you researching that star map. There would be no better place to do to look into any one of those symbols than in this library.
That's a really beautiful icon.
Yeah.
There are 7 symbols that you would research in this place. Although the horns, you think you've pretty much already figured most of that out, being the horned god. If you click on any one of those, you should any one of those research things. Do you get a little pop up?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. And you get a little bit of free information with each one of those. Just kind of like looking around and. But
I don't think I have access to whatever you're talking to there, Cheyenne, because I'm in GM notes, and I've got decks, and that's it.
No, look all the way at the bottom to Quest
Bottom
Log.
of the list, there's a button.
Oh, very
The-
bottom. Gotcha.
It's
Gotcha.
like a beige.
The bottom of the window.
Mhm.
Okay. Yep, I got it.
Foiled again.
So you have. Would you be interested in trying to research any one of these things before you leave the library?
Which one was the one that Hammond that was in the we were thinking was going to be in the
Misty
the
Vale,
war,
I think
the
it was
field
called.
of this field of
What?
spears, or whatever it was?
Field of Spears, that's right.
Well, there is the well, you can basically give me a common knowledge roll.
Okay.
Again. All right.
4.
You know that the Field of Spears are called the have in reference to the Field of Spears as the god of war Anor. And there's there in the legends about the Field of Spears that people have heard that have crossed too close to it could hear the distant war horns of Anor calling the warriors back to battle.
Okay.
And on the maps, the axe constellation has a notation that calls it Anor on the maps.
Yeah, then we'll research the axe.
Okay.
This is really cool. I like this interface with the quest guide and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do I click on this yet, or do you want me to roll before I click on it?
No, you can click on it.
Okay.
This is sort of like part of why I was hoping that you guys, when I sent out messages before, that I could get some feedback on. So yeah, you can sit down and start researching Anor and the axe, which would it's going to take a while. It's going to take a day or so. So it's not a quick thing to do these researches. So it would be an academics role.
Okay.
From each of us, or just from?
Well, from any you can do it each individually, or you can support one person if you don't feel like you have a good enough skill for that. But
I
you
will
will learn for each
definitely
success.
support.
If you do it separately, it'll go faster because for each success that you
Okay.
guys do acquire, you'll uncover additional information.
All right, that's one success for me.
That
Okay.
would be an unskilled attempt from
Yeah,
me.
I'll roll
Yeah.
unskilled and see what I get. I got a
There you
1.
go. There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
Yo. Makes sense that you would know about this too.
Yeah,
Yeah. Fits, that fits.
Hemon gets
Big time.
hit in a raise,
I did not
unskilled,
expect that.
going through the.
The horned god smiles upon me today. Well, I
So-
used up all my luck on that, so keep sending bennies, people.
We got 2 tokens now.
Yeah.
So you know, in the in the tales of Anor, he was a god that was, while the god of war was not necessarily always viewed as a violent or malevolent god, that in the times you find references of festivals that were held in his honor, and where countries that would naturally be enemies or quarrelsome would actually find ways to come together and hold mock battles in order to avoid bloodshed with each other and appease the god of war in these contests of skill and valor, and these festivals would prevent actual war from breaking out, but still keep Anor happy. But at some point, around the beginning of the God War, there was something terrible that happened, and it seems he references another name on the star chart, Erlan, which is indicated by the coin constellation. Something to do with Erlan. Some great doom that befell Erlan caused Anor to go mad and align himself with the god of chaos. Instead of a god of honor in battle, he became a god of conquest.
Okay.
And he was pulled in, and this began the God War, where Discordia and Anor worked together to draw all the gods into a conflict, and all the heroes of the gods into a massive war that ended civilizations. But according to the researchers, the research that Brightwood has uncovered, that alliance between them was betrayed by Discordia. Anor, she used it to draw power from the other gods and make herself strong. But it also made Anor strong as the god of war. His domain increased when the entire known world fell into this conflict. Everyone, every war, every battle made him stronger. Too strong for Discordia's liking. Wrong music.
Beautiful music, though. Oh my god, that gave me super strong Chrono Trigger vibes.
I was like, what is about to attack us during this story?
Yeah, right.
And unlike the other gods, Unlike the other gods, Discordia could not possibly hope to kill Anor in this because of the power that he acquired. So instead, the researchers believe that he was trapped in the Field of Spears. She gave him she created a battle that could not end, and that the horns that people hear the call on the moonrise in the field of spears is Anor reliving the same night over and over.
That would be exhausting. I don't know if any of you have ever been in a fight before, but oh man, that would be so exhausting.
They believe that the time itself resets on the moonrise in the Field of Spears.
Oh.
We should go there. That would be so cool.
Yeah, because that's gonna go really well.
Of course, always.
Given our
We'll
track
fight an eternal
record.
battle. We've won every battle
Of
so far.
expediently getting things done, and that's like
So-
playing a game on hardcore mode. Oh, well, it just hit midnight. You lost all your things.
Tommen! Oh my god, thanks, man. Good to see you.
Oh,
Good to see you. I
wow.
hope you're doing well. You just
So-
threw 4 party bennies up, so if we need
Party.
to do anything, we
Nice.
got 4 party bennies and a regular bennies.
So
I'm
after
excited.
that's what you guys are able to discern after a day's worth of study through the library about about Anor and his history in the about the legends of Anor and the history on Anor's place in the God War. And part 3 of the I guess you sort of I'll also include you find the resting place of Anor. As I'll mark that as completed as well, if you can call it a resting place, the Field of Spears.
Okay.
Sweet.
If
How far?
Go ahead.
What?
Mine's gonna
Please.
be further back than yours, so go ahead.
Oh, okay. How far from this library would my family's home be?
About depends on in the days before the ruin, it would have been
Right.
A 20-minute leisurely walk through the fine decorated palisades of the city. How difficult travel would be now with the ruins as such as they are, it's hard to say.
Okay. All right. Because I was going to suggest we stay there for the night, but if it's going to take all night to get there, then that's not going to work out too well.
Well, it took you all day. It took you like several hours, 16 or so hours, just to do this research. So it would be there's no day or night anymore.
It's just
always a
library.
I just mean in all the world there is moonrise, which is the brightest part of the there's a general twilight, sort of time and there's brief moments where the distant horizon grows dimly orange for a few hours. Closest thing you might see to sunrise, but then it never clears the horizon and it just turns purple again and becomes twilight once more.
Oh man, everyone would be so like blindingly hard to look at if it was ever like if you're ever in like a super brightly lit area. You know, like those memes of like going to the beach and it's like the towers of Gondor are lit, you know.
I know exactly what this is like because that's
That's
that's winter in the Arctic.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Been there. Got it.
Okay.
We're good.
So I got a plan for that. Just let me know when you guys are ready to rock. If you guys have more questions, go ahead.
I think I'm good.
Whenever Vec ends up like, because Vec's not super into researching, like he's probably like looking at pages, he doesn't know how to read, so he's just like looking at pages like, sure, it says something, I don't know what it is, and he just like toss it away. And whenever we get to like, whenever he lays down to bed, he actually like he's holding the swords like this. He's just curled up underneath like a blanket, and it's very uncomfortable, but he's also like, he knows that they're safe. And so he's safe, and that's Vec.
So Vec's sleeping during the research. Hammond, I'm teaching.
He rolled and didn't get any successes. So
Yeah.
That's his interpretation of the roll.
So what we'll say this is Hammond, because Hammond, I will teach you better ways to read if you will sit. I know that you want to broaden your, cerebral capabilities. So please, sit. And I will spend this time that we're just doing all this, helping Hammond read better and teaching her, as Vec is sleeping,
This is so wholesome.
and have, and just teach her, like different runes, what they look like, the way that we like to skim through things, how to catch certain keywords, to help with her trying to increase her smarts.
I love that. I imagine Hemon is being very quiet, and really struggling to find a chair that fits. And just like when you are in a space, like, and you're knocking stuff a little bit, you're rustling the paper, you're okay, I'm trying to be quiet, I'm trying to be calm, I'm trying to be still, I'm agreeing a lot. Why? I do believe I recognize that rune now.
Oh, you are doing so well. And this is a very important part. And he gets like so randomly, Drada gets excited as he's reading, and it's for no reason. It's like some piece of lore. He's like, "Oh, this is fascinating."
And this
See,
is an
this is
Oxford
important.
comma.
Exactly. Exactly. So I think that's what he would like to do. Is he'd like
you strike me as the most restless of the group.
Yeah, I was actually just
unwilling.
gonna mention something about that too. Go ahead.
So give me a. So what are you doing during this time?
While Drada's teaching her how to read, Vec is definitely exploring. And I was actually gonna ask if I could do like a notice or survival or something like that to just, they just don't even notice him wander off out of the library, and I'm just like going through the ruins of this place looking for, treasure and gold and whatever I can get my grubby little goblin hands on. Traps, yeah.
Give me a notice roll.
Oh, there it is. I was like, why am I not seeing it? Oh, nice. That is a 9. That is a success with a raise.
All right, so this is on what would be the second day of your time here at the library. You go out, getting frustrated and restless with the library. You go out to stretch your legs a little bit and get some fresh air, get all that paper dust out of your lungs. And you pick through the rubble. You see a lot of these places are pretty desolate. The reason why the library has so much stuff in it was, as you recall, when you first found it, the doors had basically had a bunch of rubble that were blocking it. The other buildings that you can find have clearly been gutted by other people who've come through here on one time or another. You see several of them seem to be blackened with soot, as if they have been set afire, or as if the things inside them have been burned at some point in the past.
Okay.
And at one point, you make your way to the edge of the rock that this section of the Silver Ruins is on top of. And as you recall, several several sections of the Silver Ruins seem to be floating above the surface of the labyrinth, and they're held in place by tethers or chains or and the like, and they seem to be like adrift otherwise. And there's some of the ruins are up here, like lifted up out of the ground by some ancient and arcane magic, while others lie scattered on the grounds in below. And as you approach the edge and just kind of look off into the depths below, you see a spark of orange light in the ruins below, as if a new and fresh fire has been lit, and it is large.
So I am going to move along one of the chains that, because I'm assuming this is like I'm up here and this is like at a lower elevation, so I'm gonna go along one of these chains and slink my way along very carefully and slowly, taking my time. And I'm gonna take, I think I have some rope on me. Let me see here.
Suddenly, somebody wants some rope.
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
So who's got the rope jokes now?
Doesn't seem so stupid now.
So I'm gonna. I don't have any rope on me. So I'm gonna look for any kind of like curtain or anything like that that I can cut with my daggers and kind of tie together. This is a very bad idea, and kids, don't try this at home. But I'm gonna like tie any kind of like banners or curtains or anything like that together to make like, you know, a 20-foot length of rope or something, depending on how far down they are. I want to essentially like. Me, man. Yeah, but Vec is interested in discovering this stuff. He wants to know what's going on.
Vec wants to steal it for himself.
There are plenty of tethers that tie this outcropping to other portions of the ruins.
Oh,
you can find one to climb down.
Oh, I totally do that then. I look at that, and I look at the curtains, and I look longingly at the curtains, and then I look back at the tethers, and I say, well, this is probably a better idea than the one I had before. And he walks over and he starts to scale down them to check out and see what's going on.
Okay, so it's just an athletics roll to find one of these and climb down. If you, however, roll a critical failure, the rope breaks.
Oh.
All right.
That is a 3. That is not a success. I am going
you're
to.
Wounded. Remember, you're crawling around with 2 wounds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I am. Oh, I'm
now,
cool.
if you would like lay, if you could like rest up, you could get a healing roll in about 5 days or so.
Yeah, but they're not gonna be here in 5 days.
No, they're not.
So I'm spending a Benny.
I gotta fix that Benny image.
Oh no. Well, I'm gonna do one more.
So you
Benny.
find a rope, but you do not feel confident in your ability to climb down it. You try several times, but the badly bruised and broken bones you received when you were thrown back and the burns you received from that electrical trap, all conspire to make climbing down this rope by yourself a painful experience that you're not sure you're willing to put yourself through.
With my low light vision, are they too far away to see? Like, are there people down there?
Well, there is a big fire going on down there, and that helps clarify the situation pretty well. It might take if you had some sort of spyglass or something like that, you'd probably be easily be able to see what is going on down there.
Yeah. Vec just kind of like, looks at the huge fire, and he's like, I will have to go back. But this was such a fun venture. And he starts to crawl
But
back on the chain.
You can give me another notice check. See if you can make what you can make out.
Okay. Oh dang!
Hey,
Whoa!
there we go.
But still just a success. Yep.
Still just a success. Yeah. It was almost got pretty close to a raise. 2 more points.
I'm not gonna spend the tokens on that.
Okay. Yeah. Then what you can make out from here is a number of figures.
Okay.
Moving around the fire, and it's hard to say exactly how many, but more than you can count on one hand.
Okay. So
and that the fire is, and based on their scale, either they're very small, or the fire is very big.
Okay. So Vec scampers back on all fours, like loping and going as fast as he can to get back to the rest of the party. He enters the library and just looks at Hemin and Drada and says, "There are figures below us if you would be interested in seeing what they are up to. A giant fire, maybe 5 or more."
Hemin, if you would put your finger right here on the book, and this is how you mark your page. And I look up and I look back at Vec, and I say, below us?
Yes, at a lower level. I crossed some of the chain connecting to another spire or tower or whatnot. And there were some... around how many... Would I have any idea of, like, how many feet below they would be? I'm
They
assuming...
appear to be down almost on the ground level of the ruins, so about 100 feet down, and off in the distance.
They are at least 12 or 13 of your kind down below us. Your height, that is.
Okay. Sure. Let's have we summoned the box yet? We haven't summoned the box. No, we did summon the box today because we had to load up.
But you have a bag of holding now, so we don't even need to.
There's a bag of holding as well.
Why don't we just put all of the books and scrolls in this entire thing in the bag of holding? There we go.
No, I already did. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about to get the spyglass. I already did all that. I already put all the books.
No, you haven't done it today, so yeah, you could easily summon the box for the spyglass. Or
all right,
move it around so it's always in the bag of holding now too.
Oh.
I think I still got plenty of room to do that. So yeah, I'll summon the box and take out the spyglass. And we don't have a tripod for it though, right? And it's got a broken piece inside of it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
But
would I remember if Silas had one of these?
Possibly.
That does sound like a Silas thing.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Give me
a
give me a notice roll to look around.
Okay, we got this.
No, I double sixes again.
Yeah.
Nice.
You find you happen to know where all the glassware in this place was kept. And you go to the box, and they have these little boxes of lenses polished to do varying grades of magnification that you could easily replace with any one of them in order to create one that was good for navigation on the sea, or staring at the stars, or gazing upon the moon, depending on what you wanted to do with it.
Would Drada feel like he needs to go find a book on how to fix this, or does he feel confident that he can replace these lenses in a kind of a quick fashion?
Yeah, it's fairly confident that you could just because as you recall, it's just replacing the lens with one of these. One of these, and then adjusting the focus on the.
Yeah, I'll calibrate it later on. I just want to get a quick, I'll take that, stick all the glass I can, because I want to take it back to Delverholm, and give it to the folks there. And if there's an extra tube or two, I'll grab those if there's any laying around.
Yeah, sure.
Tripod if I can find one. And an azimuth and a laser rangefinder and a GPS system that I can coordinate my polygons with. Okay. So then I'll move.
You can certainly find
like-
things that you call those things. You can, but they're still just a chair.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I like that. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. So I'll say I think this will work. Let's go take a look at your fire, Vec. Oh, Hemon, walk over. I actually take the ribbon out. I mark the page and I close the book and put it away. And let's go spy on some camp of people.
I'm glad you did that because Hemon was still sitting there with her finger in the book.
Yeah. She's quite disciplined. Your discipline is quite amazing.
So Vec leads you to the edge of the world, so to speak, at least the edge of the rock outcropping that the library is situated on. And from there, you can easily see the fire lighting up the ground, and all else is in the gloom of shadow. You set up the spyglass and kind of focus in on the location and give me a notice roll.
Okay. I don't know if I need to say this. This is Tony being way over analyzing. I want to make sure where I set up, I want to do it in the least reflective place possible, if possible.
Okay.
Like taking account of the moon and being like, okay, this is probably the best place to not.
In that case, give me a stealth roll first.
Okay. This is where Tony breaks the game because he worries about stupid things. No,
Right.
5.
You think you are in a place where you're not going to catch any reflections that might give off your position.
Okay. And then it was you said notice roll at +1 or -1. I'm sorry.
I didn't say anything about the pluses. I just said notice roll.
Oh, okay.
All right.
5.
So
or 4.
it's a success, but because you have a looking glass, you get a lot more information from a basic success.
Excellent.
And what you can see is that it is definitely a large fire, like a bonfire. Something that has been constructed intentionally to burn things. What you can make out of the people is they all appear to be human in size. You can't really make out genders or anything at this distance, but they all appear to be wearing robes of some kind or another, or cloaks, and they are throwing what looks like large quantities of flammable materials into the bonfire under the direction of one figure who appears to be commanding everybody.
Okay.
You make out at least one other figure down there who appears to be in a full suit of plate armor.
Oh, dang.
I want to look to see if there's any animals or beasts of burden that these guys that they brought in. Maybe that can help clue me into what kind of culture we're looking at.
Drado, what do you see?
You don't see any animals around.
Okay.
But you do see, as the one who's commanding them all, they throw things onto the fire, and then he kind of waves his hand, and you can see a spark of energy kind of like leap from him to the bonfire, and things just kind of, it roars up larger and stronger each time he does so.
Okay. And I say there is approximately 20 people. I don't know. Whatever.
No, it's more like let's see. You
They don't have
take
exact
15,
numbers, just
15 or
Okay.
so.
just about 10 to 15. They are burning anything they can. There is a orchestrator or a summoner or some kind of caster that is telling the group what to do.
10 to
And
15.
he's casting. Yeah, he's casting some sort of spells, but there is someone who is clad in armor as well, and they look to be at least the size, like you say, Vec, of a humanoid. That's the best I could see.
Maybe a knight? I think I've heard that term before. Or a mercenary, maybe.
Yeah, anybody else want to take a look?
Yeah, please.
Vec trusts
I
Strata.
don't see anything else.
I think Hemin would be a bit maybe agitated or bothered by this, and might not fully understand it. But in the dreams that we initially created, things like this would have been part of Hemin's haunted past. The burning of things by people. Who's that person in the plate armor, and why are they instructing a group of individuals to destroy things? What are they destroying? That's a big fire. We're under a important library.
But if they are burning books?
It's not straight down. It's off in the distance in the rooms. Just saying.
Yeah, I wonder what they have. And if we fought them, that's quite a lot of people.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say how many. Again, it's confusing, and you're looking through a lot of other rubble and off into the distance. Hemin, you gonna give it a look on the spyglass? See if you can spot something else.
Hemin will look, yes.
See these knobs? This is your turn for your eyes to focus. Slowly.
Ah!
And delicate.
Well, these hands are the most delicate of the lot, I would say, and a trinket like this. Something to behold, eh, Vec? Are you certain, friend, that you don't want to gander? Now, look here. As I desperately search for notice. There it is. As I stall.
Yo!
You are amazing.
Yeah.
Heaven's the true wizard.
It's a secret.
Hemin many eyes.
Ooh,
All right.
wait, that's cool.
So
Yeah, I know.
with your raise, you're able to get an exact count of people, and you think that Drada's cautious nature maybe inflated the number of people that are down there, or the confusion of the scene as people march back and forth, throwing things into the fire. He saw, or the flickering of the shadows, but you're pretty sure there's only 10 people
Okay.
down there. You see, they're all dressed in some shade of black. Even the one in the full plate armor, the armor is somehow painted or enameled in this dark ebony color, and it's only the light of the fire that kind of gives away their presence. And the only color you can make out amongst them is the one who appears to be working the spells, who has got elements of red mixed into his robes.
Great. That's very welcoming. What an aesthetic they've chosen.
But with that raise, you can see what they're throwing into the fire is definitely books.
Knew it. Are these cultists? We've met Ruin.
Yeah, you didn't really have a chance to know much about the cult of Discordia. And he did not dress like these guys.
Okay. Have we ever seen garb like this?
Give me a common knowledge.
I'm doing it too. Curse you, wounds.
Well, I guess I haven't.
Hemen has not, but Vec has not. Drada, would you like to give me a common knowledge roll?
Nice.
Drada has. I'm going to
There we
impart
go.
what I'm seeing to them. I'm going
Drada has
to correct that number.
With
Well,
a base.
that would be 10. 10 Ersteely. Drada, but good count, and they are garbed in black robes. And a caster like yourself. Red magic. Throwing books. What is this?
Called it.
I'm not sure. The DM will tell me as soon as I.
Well, with your success, you know, and she mentions are they a cult of some kind? You have heard stories of the cults of Discordia, with an S. For Discordia so does love her chaos and her strife that even her own worshippers are at war with each other.
Great.
And of the cults of Discordia, there are 3. The one you met, Ruin. He was a cult who was known as the member of the cult Discordia Tempesta, and they were masters of the storms and the winds, and they were called the White Cloaks, colloquially, based on the way that they dress.
Time to take a note.
Okay.
There was also a group called the Gray Cloaks, which you don't really know that much about.
Okay.
But you have definitely heard of the most well-known of the 3 cults of Discordia, the Black Cloaks. And they are the cult of Discordia Imperia. Discordia the Conqueror. They are the most warlike of the 3.
Great.
And they...
As soon as...
And they... what you vaguely know is that they are also the most, the military and violent of them, who are every aspect of their religion is conquer, oppress, and destroy those who contradict the laws of Discordia.
As soon as Hammond, you say the Black Cloaks, and okay, that means it's time for us to go. This was fun. Vec, I'm very happy that you found this, and I'm slowly and quietly bringing down the telescope. Those would be the cult of Discordia Imperia. We don't want to be anywhere near them. That fire we will be kindling, at best. And books, as much as I love them, I'm good with this. We're okay. We can move along and not worry about this, and I'll be just fine. And I think that might trigger my hindrance.
Yeah, you get a Benny.
A little bit. Yeah, because that would be, he's like, yes, time to go, time to leave. No, it's been fun. This was a cute little walk down memory lane for me, but I'm done.
This will be a story for the sorceress when we get back to Delva home. Drada the Brave runs.
Yep.
But he comes bearing food for the child.
Yes.
Very true.
Yes. This owl will be fed well. So yeah, and that's what he's saying as he's softly putting the telescope away into the bag of holding, and giving the hint that he wants to leave.
Okay. Sorry, just playing around here. All right, so you're with that, you're ready to pack up and get the hell out of there, out of Dodge.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I don't know what the other two want to do, but that's my cowardice has kicked into full gear.
Okay. What does Hemon think about this?
Well, see, Drada talks about triggering their hindrance, but Hemon's hindrances, which are constantly at odds. Whoops. I think Hemon's hindrances would probably work in Drada's favor at this point, because the Code of Honor probably wouldn't force her to run into battle over text when a friend is concerned about their welfare. So the loyalty hindrance, I think, would win over this. If they were throwing people into the fire, maybe this would be different, but Hemon is not of the intelligentsia class, so it's gonna be friends over books today.
Okay.
So that kind of crosses his arms a bit and looks at you, Drada, and he says, "Have you encountered these cultists before? You seem knowledgeable enough to fear them, apparently."
Well, sometimes one's reputation is all that you need to strike fear and to cause avoidance. And the reason why I'm standing here talking to you is because I have not interacted with any of these before.
Vet kind of like looks back at the fire, these individuals, and shrugs. "All right, let's get out of here. Oh, I gotta flap my wings again. That was weird."
Are you going to try and climb down, or are you going to use your shape-shifting powers to take them all down that way?
Well, this is where it's going to get interesting, folks. Okay. I can transform us. Okay. Did we just, is my home towards or away from the cultists?
Oh, it is definitely
where my head-
towards the cultists.
Oh, sweet. Thanks. That's
Thanks, Pop.
okay.
It is
Yeah,
towards
exactly.
it is towards the prepared encounter and not away from it.
And they are
Yeah,
using
exactly.
your garden hose to
They-
put it out.
That is
So-
your home, Drada. You've now recognized that it is your house they're burning down.
They are
Sounds good to
siphoning-
me.
Book chest.
Those are your
They are
children's books.
siphoning
That's
your
chair.
table, like
Yeah, exactly.
they're double
There's your
parked
first
in
spell
your
book.
driveway. It's over.
First chemistry set.
Oh, dang it. I feel like if
And
we
I
went
just
after
say-
them, we'd probably learn something really cool, but
Not with
I have a
10,
question.
though.
What book?
And one of
did
us is
you-
grievely wounded.
yeah, we
what
should do
book-
something
when
about
you were
that.
teaching Hemon how to read. What book were you using? Were you using one of the 3 or 4 ones that you uncovered?
Oh, I thought these were books that we found in the library about the axe. And I thought these were separate texts, not the ones that I had. I thought that's why we had to do it in the libraries, because these texts were in the library that we were
Okay, no, but you were teaching her how to read at one point too. You were kind of like showing her that sort of stuff.
just what I was reading, whatever text I had.
Just whatever it
text
was,
I
but about
found.
the axe. Okay.
Yeah, about the axe. Yeah. It wasn't any of my
Desperately just
personal
want you
ones.
to
It was
look at the books.
I
It's
promise when we get to
someone
Driver
found the
home.
books, handed you the books, you said thanks, stuck them in a bag, and refused to look at them. I'm like,
Yeah.
Just like a kid.
It's time to battle.
I'm just gonna cram this in my folder. Forget
I will-
about
I-
it.
Yeah,
Promise.
forget about it. Not doing this math homework.
What if?
The floating city of the dead with the cultists inside of it that are burning everything, and my hindrance.
And we
I'm
have
like,
Wikipedia.
I love reading. Reading is fundamental, but so's living. Let's bounce. Like that's where Drada's at right now.
But
Dad is
before we
very
leave-
disappointed in you, Drada.
We should heal Beck before
We can't.
Yes.
Well, I
The golden
can't
hour's
use my
over.
boon.
that's
yeah,
right.
golden hour's over. You can't. The healing power only works.
But what if I
Healing
make that
pow-
face really hard?
The healing power only works in the first hour.
Okay,
And you
what
had-
about pot? time.
There are potions that'll heal up past the first hour. Do you have any of those?
Let me check.
I don't think we do. I think those were that was one of the options that he gave us to buy, and we didn't buy those ones. I don't think.
Oh god, oh god. I think you're right.
I have a healing. I have
Wait,
some
wait.
healing kit, too.
Wait a minute though. Oh my god, I have so much stuff now. Oh. Okay, nope, that's antitoxin. I've got potion of minor healing, which is no good. Oh no. Oh, we yapped too long. We're in trouble now, guys.
Yeah, because I think
Okay.
we burned the big one on me
Yeah.
during the battle.
Yep.
It went down.
Yeah. Also,
So I have a healing
housekeeping
kit.
thing. I have 30 pounds worth of alchemy stuff in my bag, which puts me. Actually, I have 32.8 pounds of alchemy stuff. And I'm 30 pounds overweight right now. Can we
Just means you
assume?
move slower.
Can we assume that I give that to Drada for
Sure.
the bag of
Bag.
holding, but not really do
Yeah.
it because I think
Yeah.
it's quite a few items and it might break everything if I try to
Okay.
drop them on the floor.
I understand.
So,
Yeah, that's cool.
magicwizardstuff.com has happened.
I'm gonna open that. I'm gonna open that tomorrow.
That's gonna be
wizard.com.
yeah.
Well, do it at home because I haven't checked it. Not sure where that takes you. If
I'm
you're
gonna
listening,
put
be careful.
my dagger and my repeating hand crossbow in the bag of holding as well.
Oh, because you need to lighten up your. what you're
Yeah,
carrying.
I'm 12 pounds over right now.
Yeah. Okay. It's weird that you would put your repeating crossbow. It's such an integral part of your character.
I
But you got the two
know.
blades now.
Wait. Does golden stuff count for weight?
Yes.
It sure does.
Yeah.
Are you, Vec, the goblinoid, gonna let Drada carry your money?
No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let the bag of holding hold it.
I totally do.
That's Drada's bag of holding.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna give my gold.
That's the bank of Drada.
Well, I mean,
that. Give me all your
Evan's
money.
the one who found
I
the
will
bag
take
of
care of it.
holding. Evan's the one who found it.
But I think I gave it to Drada.
Okay.
Why is this stuff not coming up? That's weird.
It was sentimental. She was like,
Yeah, whatever.
this is for all your great wizardry and all the great things that you will do from this day forward. Here's your bag of
Weird.
holding.
For some reason, I have Vec is carrying the tattered yellow novella, and Drada is carrying it.
Uh-oh.
That's
Well, it's 'cause
incorrect.
Vec
I
can't
gave it
leave
to
stuff
him.
alone.
I gave it to him, so
Yeah.
I will delete it.
I deleted it. So
Finders keepers. Got his little
Losers
jelly
wait
hand
for
Let's
on
make
it.
our way back in. Let's make our way back into the library, and I'm gonna spend 20 minutes and burn 2 healer kits. Do I have 2 of them? I don't know how this works. I would like to see if I can burn both these healer kits to help Drada or help Vex wounds. I don't know how they'll work, but it just says the healing the healing seal is used to remove 1 wound each. Oh wait, that's a skill. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, I think that's what the healing
Subtract-
skill.
Yeah, subtract 1.
if
from
if you
2
don't
rolls
have
with
if you're making a healing skill check and you don't have a healer's kit, it's -1 to make the check. That's
Gotcha.
all that these do.
Okay.
All they
No
do is
shit.
they prevent you from getting a penalty by having them.
Is it?
Yeah.
Does anybody have a healing?
We
skill?
can't, dude. It's past the golden hour. I have to naturally
No.
heal. I have to naturally
Yeah,
heal my.
you
Oh,
have-
okay.
You
Yeah.
have to rest and
Yeah.
recuperate, and in a week's time, he gets a natural healing, or
my
you
God,
use
you-
some sort of
Wow.
greater healing.
You're gonna be hurt for a week? Boy, we really messed up.
Yeah, it's whatever. It happens. We're adventurers.
You're like an old person. Oh,
N-
I slept
I'm not.
wrong.
I am not an old goblin.
I slept wrong.
Vec is in his prime.
There's no such thing. Has anyone ever noticed there's no such thing as an old goblin?
Yeah, they only live like 9 years.
Yeah, I'm like freaking 4.5. I'm great.
Well,
Let's go.
Middle aged.
that's
know
what,
what-
yeah.
You know, this
that's,
reminds me
that's-
of that one time when I was like, hey Vec, watch out for traps. You guys remember that one time?
It's almost like this is a lesson.
Would
That
you
doesn't
all
really happen
shut
in
up
this
and let's
game.
go.
Beck, you better be careful in case like a swarm comes.
All right.
Okay.
So you guys.
I'm gonna call my goblin cousins here, and we're gonna swarm on all of you. No, just kidding.
Goblin Swarm. I cast Goblin Swarm. Okay, so let's get real. Okay. So, GM, excuse me.
I answer to all.
Okay. Yes, our Lord and Savior. Okay.
Wouldn't go that so far. But I am rooting.
I need to burn. I need to burn. I gotta talk this out because it's gonna get a little tricky.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I need to burn 6 power points to start with to transfer myself and these 2.
Right.
I need to burn 1 more point for each of us to turn our duration from rounds to minutes. So I need to burn 9 points so that it goes from 5 rounds to 5 minutes.
Why do you need to do 5 minutes?
Because I want to get us as...
You want to be able to fly farther.
Yeah, exactly. Okay? And I want to turn us into a peregrine falcons, however you pronounce that, the fastest birds in the world. And to fly as fast as we can for 5 minutes, and I will burn 9 power points to do that.
Can we just fly to Delverhome? You know, we're going like 100 miles per hour dive bomb speed.
Wait, 100 miles per hour? Is this real? Is anybody Googling?
I don't know.
Dive bomb speed.
Dive bomb
straight
speed.
down.
Yeah.
That's straight down. That's
Yeah,
using
we're like really
gravity
high.
and
We're
stuff.
just okay. Maybe not dive bomb.
This is how
50.
physics works.
50.
This is how fast
Yeah.
the Dominoes guy goes when it's like if
This
the
is
pizza isn't there in
magic.
half hour.
The dominoes.
It's free.
Okay, so I'm burning 9 points. We are turning into these falcons for 5 minutes, and we are hauling ass to Delverhome.
All right.
You mean hauling tail feathers?
I'm not
to
gonna make you
Delverhome?
roll for the power. You're not under any time pressure to get
Okay.
the spell off or anything like that, so you don't have to roll for it.
Okay.
We're just going to assume that you have plenty of time to prepare it and get it off successfully.
Common Googled it.
yeah.
Common Googled it.
Thank you.
242 miles per hour.
Hero.
So I put my hands on my friends and I say, okay. Or, well, hold on. Like this, because one's really tall and one's really short. And I say, okay,
That's that
as
song.
fast as we can go. And I just say, by the power of the moon. And we just, and we, you know, some sort of moon dust pops, and we all
Tiny
turn into
wings.
Peregrine Falcons, and we just dive bomb our ass out of this place, like fighter
Amazing.
jets. Kenny Loggins.
We've got
music
turbo
kicks on,
engines.
and we're just, yeah,
Flame
we're
shooting
just,
out of our bird butts.
I
we're
can't handle
flying
this.
over each other, doing inverted,
Well, it is
communications.
magic.
Yeah. Magic.
Rainbows.
So
And
is
all
the
the
intention
cultists see it.
is the intention to flee the Silver Ruins entirely, or to
Oh, we're going straight to
circle
Delverhome.
around?
No, we're going to
Okay.
Oh
Delverhome.
yeah. We're
Oh,
going to
no.
Delverhome. This is Drana taking his hindrance and just saying, we're gonna run as fast as I can possibly make us run or fly, as it were.
Okay.
And
I have a feeling Drada's like yelling at Vec because Vec is kind of like veering off towards the fire every now and then. You're just like, "Rah!" And I'm just like, "Rah!" As we're flying.
Stay
All right.
in the group.
There, I will
formation.
say. All right, so you do so. You all transform into these birds, and Drada informs them that this is going to be longer than the previous time. We're not using this just to reach the ground, but to travel as fast and as far as possible. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So however long 5 minutes buys us as the
Yeah.
Falcon.
That's going to be pretty far.
Falcon flies.
Each one of you give me a stealth roll.
Uh-oh.
This will be an
Oh
opposed
my
roll.
God.
This
Yep,
will be an
I knew
opposed
this was
roll.
coming.
Just to see if any of the outlying scouts notice
Well,
the birds.
it's gonna be hard not to. Look at us.
Well, it's the dark and all
We're
that sort of
incredible. We're on fire.
So
There's an engine.
I see the best roll was an 8.
Wriggle frag.
Okay, well, I made it. I don't know about y'all, but...
What I like about the fact is if you use the bennies in the thing, it updates your original roll instead of spamming the chat with multiple versions of the roll.
Like with what both Tony and I just did?
Yeah.
No.
So you like the
No,
fact
I
that
used
we
the
shouldn't
thing.
do that? I got an 8.
I used the button.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
I
so
did the right thing.
excellent. Hammond got an 8. Vec got an 8.
Yep.
Drada got a 5, from what I see.
How did I get a 5? I just exploded. Okay, no worries.
You rolled a
There's
4
a lot
and
of
then
dice.
a 1.
I don't even...
You rolled a 4 and then a
Oh,
1.
okay. Gotcha. Okay.
I've been wondering things like that the whole game, and then I realized I'd forgotten what color my dice were. So...
All right, so that is successes all around. Now, but this is opposed by one of the acolytes. Posted.
And they're totally distracted by this fire.
One of the acolytes. Hey, I'm only rolling for one of them. One of the acolytes posted as a lookout.
Oh,
Just happens to be looking in that general direction.
we did
Let's see if
not
he's looking
account
up.
for that.
Yep. All right. That's a 3. So
He was being...
even your worst roll was better than the acolyte looking off in that direction.
So you see one albino pale white falcon. You see one green falcon, and you see one blonde feathered
Golden!
or red feathered. Yeah, golden one. Yeah.
That's right. All right, and you guys zip off into the dim twilight. Just sort of skimming across the your wingtips, brushing the tops of the labyrinth as you go, trying to stay as low as possible so as to not attract more attention off in the distance. The closer you can travel to the labyrinth, the less noticeable you are in general.
Do we just get to Delver
like
home in
diving.
like 20 minutes? You know?
I'm not sure if I calculated how the crow flies.
The
This
falcon.
time here.
Can we Google Maps
How's the
like
falcon
Falcon
flies?
speed to Quick Trip? You know?
Well, I mean, they're saying here the average maximum horizontal speed is 68 miles per hour. Let's see.
Yeah, Common's got it in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
So what we need to do is dive the whole way there, because that's 242. So,
These are the
That's-
questions
then
that
we get the
really
gliding
matter,
speed.
people. These
It
are the
is-
questions
Yeah.
that really matter.
at the end
This
of
is
the
what-
day,
The tie that binds TTRPGs. What can we do to manipulate the rules?
what are the physics of this scenario? How far
Alright,
can
so-
you throw a goblin?
Well, I'm a bird right now. Meh.
Well, so further.
the fastest you guys could walk from the Silver City to Delverhome at fastest speed would take you 5 days.
Okay.
No, hang on, no, it was
Power walking.
no, it would be 2 days. If you're like really just pushing it, I think, right? 2 or 3. So, and let's say that's
That's
assuming.
not bad.
Yeah. You guys never travel that fast? You always take the slow route?
I don't think Hemming can move like that.
Yeah. But let's say that's clearing 60 miles in a day.
What?
That would be nuts.
That's ridiculous. 60
I
I would
miles
say
in a day?
maybe like
20 miles?
15 or 20.
20 miles in a day is about as far as a normal day's travel could be done on a horse.
20 miles in a day is a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot, yeah.
I mean, I'm a couch jockey, so I don't know if we're able to even
in
imagine
the army,
this, but-
in the army we'd push. If we were pushing without running, and we were just doing a casual road march or a
Yeah.
tactical road march, you're looking at we'd probably push for about 8 miles a day if you're doing tactical. So that's slow. That's slow.
Yeah.
I've done 12K in two
Well,
and a
you know,
half hours. But
Up and
this
down
is-
the
that's one.
coastline in California, there are these missions, and they were built by the Spanish explorers, and each one is exactly 20 miles apart from each other, because
Okay.
that's how far you could travel in
Oh my
Yeah,
god, I
that sounds
knew
about right.
Cheyenne had a reason. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
a day.
Don't question
Um,
or do
so
question
I'm
it
going to
so you can
say
hear the
that
story.
on horseback, assuming which I will equivalate your fastest movement here, because when you're riding at horseback, you're not riding it like the Pony Express. You're just walking. The benefit of riding a horse, the benefit of riding a horse is not being exhausted when you get there, right?
Just hurt in a different way.
At a 20 miles distance, I'm going to say that's about as fast as you guys could go at a brisk walk. So I would say if that is 3 days out, that would make it 60 miles from the Silver Ruins to Delverhome.
So we get there in an hour.
It would take you an hour. You would have to stay in bird form for an hour.
Oh yeah,
there.
we only have 5 minutes. Yep. That's right.
I have 5 minutes.
Yep.
So we technically have
Look,
10 minutes of
Common
Burn all your
just did it.
points. Burn all your points.
So here it is. Folks. In 3 days, we get 30 minutes of bird form. So what we need to figure out for the audience is how far we can make it in 5
We've
minutes.
got it.
Or sorry, 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Oh,
5.66 times 3.
Common.
So
So
let's
we,
say 18. If we
so
round up, we'll just
15.
say 18.
This
Yeah,
is common
18, so-
speed.
so we've got 18 of bird form, and then we've got 42 in walking form. So however long it takes us to walk 42 miles will get us to Delverhome.
Now,
Yeah.
if you encounter anything along the way, you have no power points.
Yep.
Well, no, because that's only burning 9. That gives me 6 power points a day to deal with whatever I got to deal with. Because I have 15,
All right.
so I'm burning 9. That gives me 6 just in case.
We should just
Okay.
try to get there
This
as
is
fast
some
as we
family planning economy kind of like
This is like
we are
Thanks,
can.
coupon.
I
What is that like?
the help
We're
there.
coupon stacking.
After 5 minutes, skimming the tops of the labyrinth, you make it about 5 miles out of the out of the Silver Ruins. And when you feel the Drada's spell begin to waver, and you find someplace to land before you go crashing back into your normal forms at 60 miles an hour, which would be bad.
Oops.
It's a bad road burn.
So about 5 miles out, I dive down close to the road.
At
Hopefully my friends
242
follow
miles
me.
per hour.
Yeah, I stop and I hop down and start hopping, trying to get my friend's attention.
I
Like a
swoop down
lawn
next to
dart.
you.
All right. So, yeah, you appear to have gotten out of the Silver Ruins undetected. You can keep moving, put some more distance between you and the cult of Discordia, the Black Cloaks back there, or do you just set up camp right here?
I'm cool with continuing.
Oh yeah, no. This is everybody lands. Moon dust
We just
flies up.
keep
everybody's-
walking. That's 68 miles
and I'm
an
just
hour.
walking.
No, I'm just kidding.
We boom. Everybody's back to normal, and
All right.
Drada just starts walking towards Delverhome.
Okay.
Okay, we're good.
This is the first time we've ever been responsible.
So, I will say that you guys are you make pretty good progress. You were fairly well rested when you left the library, so it's not going to be that hard for you guys to get back on the road right away. You guys made sure to pack up everything you wanted, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully that cult doesn't find the library and you can return to it someday.
Yeah, no kidding. Poor Drada.
Oh God, we left them out. Yeah, I mean, yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here we are once again. So I'm assuming that you guys are going to try some fast travel here.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
trying to. I decided after our various experiments that there would be two kinds of travel that we would do, right? The really fiddly one with all the little crunchy dice rolling and all that sort of stuff that I was setting up. That's going to be exploration, which is different from travel.
Okay.
Travel, you are not looking for cool stuff. You are not, exploring the labyrinth for passageways and treasure and all that sort of stuff. You're just trying as hard as you can and as focused as you can to get where you're going. And that's going to be we're going to be using a different system for that. And then we'll use the old one when you don't know where you're going or you're looking for some dungeon to delve. Basically, you're looking to see what you can uncover.
Okay.
You're just marching out into the labyrinth in search of adventure. We
Cool.
use that system. Okay, so for fast travel here, all it's a case of is somebody. It's going to be very similar, but somebody's going to be making a survival roll to make sure that you guys can make the trip as far as you can in a day's worth of travel. And if you succeed, I don't pull any cards for encounters because your survival will also allow you to avoid any encounters that you might have had along the way. If you fail, however, you will make the same distance in travel, but I will pull for an possible encounter. And if you critically fail, you get an encounter, and you make no progress. Very simple, very straight. So, who is making that survival? Emmett, give me a roll.
I also have a question while I'm doing that. Just to be troublesome. At what time do we get to observe the danger card for someone coming for Vex swords?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, please.
Just had to
Do you
turn
want
it
to pull
up
your
a
card
notch.
right now, Beck?
Hell yeah, I want to pull the card.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Vex ain't afraid of no guy, no ghost.
I ain't afraid of no martial weapon holder. Willard.
All right, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to the quick and easy route here is I'm just going to throw you into a one-person we'll pull the deck. Let's let me activate it.
I literally just bought a deck of cards. I can have my son grab them and bring it to me, and I can.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, do I want to do it mechanically in the thing, or just pull from this deck of cards that I have right
Pull from the deck cards, yeah.
Good. Pull from that.
That's
Yeah,
a really
pull from
cool
deck
deck of cards.
And
That's
then show
bad.
us up close.
I have a
Yeah.
vast collection of decks of cards.
That
I
makes
have
sense.
I bet
have
you
so
have
many.
I bet you have like themed decks for the specific styles of games you run.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
I feel like if
definitely.
you're a Savageworlds DM, like,
Oh.
you know, it's like
Yeah.
that's multiple things to collect here.
Oh yeah. I have in one of my favorite ones, the decks that I use. It's not themed all that much. It's just other than poker theme basically. But when I was in Las Vegas a couple years back, I went to a magic shop that they had there, and I bought these stage cards from them that are basically a standard deck of cards, but they're about this big. They're like jumbo
Oh,
size.
crazy.
Yeah.
And so we have those, and so that basically we can pull these cards, and then I can see them. I don't have to like squint to see what the card is from from the other end of my table, because I got a gigantic gaming table down in my basement. It's like 6 foot by 8 foot or something like that.
Of course you do, Cheyenne.
We need to all go to
You thought I
Cheyenne's
would be-
house. That would be so fun.
Trip
For coffee time.
Yes, for coffee.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my God,
yeah,
that's
road trip.
brilliant.
And then we can all play characters from New Zealand, and when we use that card, we can say, "Oh, look at my big dick."
All right, so where would you like me to cut the deck? Say when.
75%.
Now.
Okay.
That didn't make sense. What did I
And your
say?
card is 5 of clubs. No face card. No hunter looking for the swords
Oh.
comes after you this session.
Hey, can I spend a penny to make him re-pull another card?
No.
A chaos Benny in the name
A
of
cha-
Discordia.
A chaos, Benny.
But I am taking that card and I'm putting it face up on the bottom of the deck.
So that it
And,
can never happen again.
And then this deck is going back in the box, and this will be the deck that we pull all for future cards from. So
I
it
dig
will
it.
not be shuffled between sessions. So that number will increase as time goes on. Eventually,
Ooh,
Yes.
you will have to. And once we pull a face card, then the deck gets shuffled.
that's dirty.
I really like it.
I like it.
That's
This is-
dirty.
This is gonna become canon.
This is a
Dice
good time.
Tyrants, stuff.
Time to pick a card.
Time to make a Dice Tyrants Savageworlds deck of cards.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
Common, that
I've-
sounds
I've-
delicious.
I've been wanting to make I've been wanting to make a Discordia deck of cards. Certainly, I just haven't had the time. I'm actually just been contracted to do a deck of cards for James Ernest, who's a game designer for a new project, and so we're working on nailing the look of that. It's going to be a sort of like medieval, Renaissance-y sort of looking deck. It's supposed to look like an artifact of the time period. It's going to be all
that makes me
stained.
salivate.
It's going to be all stained and weather worn and stuff like that. It sounds pretty cool for a new game concept to come up with. Yeah, so that should be fun. Look for that in the future. All right, so
Oh yeah.
Kemen, give me that survival.
Alright, I didn't want to like take up any of that spotlight in case a drama was about to happen, but here we are, surviving.
I have several tarot cards as well in boogers. I can dig those out too. That is a success.
Nice.
Thankfully.
Can I? Oh,
Alright,
I
so-
should have asked before, but I was gonna say, can I help Hemen? But that's cool.
So, with a success, you make it 2 squares in a day's travel. So, putting you just a day and a half away from Delvermont.
Hey,
Next
MB
day.
just added another token to the board.
Hey, thanks.
Thanks, Books.
Kemen, give me another roll.
That's okay.
So you set up camp. Do you, at this point, around the campfire, look at any of the stuff you acquired from the library?
No, why would we do that?
Nope.
I would.
Nope. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that when we get to Delverhome.
I'm gonna look at my broken sword though.
Okay.
yeah.
Cause I'm sitting
Yeah,
next to the
yeah.
fire, and that's
Yeah, I forgot
prime
about
like
that.
sharpening hour. You know what I mean? That's
Okay.
what martial swordsmen call it.
The sharpening hour.
Sharpening hour. Not that there's like really a great amount to sharpen because it is broken,
Yeah.
but still.
You brought both
Uh,
halves, right? You didn't just bring the hilt and the.
Yeah, no, she collected the both.
Boy, I
halves.
hope so.
Yeah.
I have dropped it into the chat so that
Yeah,
you
yeah,
may
I see it.
look upon
You can give me a spirit as you examine it.
it. Does the spirit move through? Likely not, because it doesn't look like I'm very spiritual. That is a D6. Well,
All right,
I might
so
spend a Benny,
the first, okay, all right, you can spend a Benny.
because that's very sad.
Oh,
There we go.
snap. Good call.
That's a little
Holy
better.
hell.
The spirit
Oh my
does
God.
come through us all. I'll take it.
You tend to the blade.
Amen.
I have the power!
You tend to the blade, polishing it and wiping off all the dust that had accumulated on it in the library. You see where you examine the break, and you just basically treat it well, oil it, the things that you would do to a blade in order to like keep it happy, so to speak. It doesn't speak to you, or you gain no insights into what it was capable of. But that night, you have a dream. You dream of a palace, centered like a jewel in a giant ring of a city. It stretches out in all directions, glittering on the shore of a vast and bountiful ocean. The smell of the sea spray wafting across the city walls to the palace as you stand at the balcony. You are a great warrior in defense of the king. You hold a position of honor in your dream, and your heart swells with pride at the magnificent city that lays out before you, and your rightful place in it.
Wow.
And then you wake up.
Okay.
I'm in hand of the king.
Yeah.
Day 2, you failed your navigation check.
What?
So we're gonna pull a card,
Birds.
Hmm?
Birds.
or
thought
you
you
can spend one of those tokens to add 1 and make that survival check.
I thought you said toad.
Oh yeah.
You got 4 tokens on the board right here. If you want to spend 1 to get a +1 to your
Yeah, let's do that.
survival.
Yeah, we'll
That's
spend a token.
probably like,
do that.
that's probably
Yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah.
Which means 2 more, which puts you just outside Delverhome. About a half day's journey from there.
Doing it.
So on the second night of the journey, what do you guys do?
Freak out because this music
Sleep.
is ominous.
The Tower of Delverhome. Clearly, you're not too far away. You rest in the foothills where the labyrinth begins to turn from a flat walk to a more of a steeper climb up into the foothills of Delverhome. You get a better vista of the surrounding area.
So that night. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that
Go ahead.
night,
That night, I, with Hammond's help, I stack some stone on one side, stack stone on another, and then lay some wood, maybe some little busted wood or something, or a piece of bark across it. And I pull out all of these named books, lay them out on the stone. I take out a little patch of the dirt, the dust from the library, and I dust it across the books so that they feel that they are back at home. And I will start to study these books.
Oh, okay. Which one do you look at first?
I will start with the first one on the list, which is the Veld Codex.
All right.
It's such a cool name.
Well, this one, you already had a bit of a look at that one before. This is all the collected research of Silas Brightwood on
Gotcha. Okay.
Goddess Discordia, the nature of her power, and her control over the known universe. Basically, that one just gives you a free reroll on occult rolls. You already looked at
Oh
that one.
wow, I'm gonna butcher this. The
Amaranthine Tome.
Yeah, there you go. Amaranthine Tome. I will. That is next. That gets a little bit
All
of
right.
dust from the library, so it feels.
Give me an academics roll.
Okay. Nope.
That's a success.
Okay, yeah, we're just studying. So yeah, okay.
Yeah,
We're getting greedy. Okay.
Yeah. This appears to be a book of common riddles.
Okay.
But as you study it, as a spellcaster, you can sense that there's something magical about it. And if you take your time examining the book, like an hour, tuning it like you did like Vec did with the blades, you will learn more about the book.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll bring Hemon over if she chooses to read again, and Vec if he wants to learn how to read.
No.
Family affair.
And so after an hour of reading and perusing the book, its mysteries are unlocked. It is called the Book of Riddles. And reading aloud from this book gives the user the ability to test a single target using academics opposed by their smarts. If you are successful, the magic of the book will make them distracted until the end of their next turn. If you beat them with a raise, they are shaken by your riddle.
Okay.
That's cool.
I like that.
Wow.
So I could just like pull it out and be like,
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Oh, you do not know. Frozen.
Now, normally, a person would could just ignore these questions, but when you read them from the Book of Riddles, they feel a compulsion to try and solve the riddle.
Oh, that's cruel.
I like it. Okay.
I love it.
You
That's
should
really
go.
cool.
You should go to the
Amazon.
bartender. You should go to the bartender and read from the Book of Riddles, and see if they can solve
go to
it.
Amazon and get a book of real riddles so that you actually sound.
You'll now see. You'll see. It is now just called the Book of Riddles in your inventory.
This is the
Oh,
ultimate
see.
Drata weapon.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
it. Guys, we all got something cool. This
We
is awesome.
I got a dream blade.
All right, now I will pull out. Now I'll pull out the tattered yellow. Or I move that one aside. I put that one away. Book of Riddles goes away, and I slide over the tattered yellow novella. Dust it a little bit so it feels at home, and I'll open it up.
Okay, this appears to be a play being told in 2 acts.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. As you examine it, make a spirit roll at -2.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Okay. Incoming.
How to stump your Sphinx. That's awesome comment. Ooh,
Oh,
man.
0.
Do you have any
I'm
bennies?
happy with that.
I do
Can
have
we-
Benny. You know what? For the
Can we use
sake of
a show
Discordia,
mini?
we're just gonna let this. We're gonna ride this one. We're gonna let it
All
ride.
right. Okay.
Okay. You're reading through the book, and the beginning of it is kind of boring. It's very esoteric, and it's sort of like these 2 characters sitting around talking about they're going to some old castle, and they're going to meet up with the tattered king, and you're not really sure. They keep referencing other characters, but they never really tells you who these other characters are, and you're kind of willing to just give up almost at first. but it kind of sticks with you, and you keep reading despite yourself. Rather than putting it down, you're sure that there's something hidden in these passages, and you keep rereading the text over and over, looking for the secret meaning. And then when you get to the second act of the play, it gets much more interesting to you. You feel like you've unlocked secret knowledge in this.
Are we sure this isn't just ADHD? Because
all right, so you've been infected by a sort of disease of the mind that is within this book.
here we go.
Um,
We ain't burdened the next day, that's for sure.
You have to make a spirit roll every night from now on to resist reading the book every time you take a break.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Does that get rid of the benefits of like a rest?
If you succeed on your spirit roll, or hang on, let's do this the other. If you get a raise on your spirit roll, you can avoid reading the book for a night,
Okay.
and you suffer no ill effects the following day. If you just succeed, you only stay up all night reading it,
Oh my god.
and start the next day fatigued.
Oh, whoa.
Failing your spirit roll means you, even when you become so exhausted that you lay down to sleep, you can't stop thinking about it. Your
Oh.
mind just goes over and over the passages, and you get no rest whatsoever, and spend the next day exhausted. Critically failing gets interesting. However, if you fail your spirit roll, in addition to being exhausted, you spend the next day constantly talking about the book and trying to get others to read it.
God, this is great.
Oh, dick move.
You're about
Which
to
is
get
what you
slammed.
just did. So, in the morning, you spend all night trying to decipher this book. You get a chance to look at the other stuff, but you keep coming back to the book afterwards. And tomorrow, all you talk about is the book,
Oh my god.
and trying to get Hemen or Vec to read it as well. Trying to
Well,
show
good
them.
thing we both can't read.
That's hilarious. The only thing you can is care about this book, and we're like,
Although, the book is called, just to reveal, the tattered yellow novella is called The King in Yellow.
interesting.
The Mustard
Sweet.
King.
The mustard.
That
King.
makes my day. Well, so I was going to read the next book, but I just put that away. Because,
Yep.
man, I have found the book.
You have.
Well, no, I mean, you still can pry yourself away to
Sean's
look
like,
at
no,
the
please,
last
still
book."
read the other book.
Shane's like, no, wait.
Nope. This is it. I have, in fact,
You've done it
with
now.
this book, I go to Hemen and I hand her all the other books and say, I don't need these. I only need this one book. You can take these and read all you want to.
Rada, shut
All
up,
I
it's
need is my
midnight.
spell book. I just need my spell book and this book. You can keep all these other books. Any other book that
Haven't
we ever
shut him
find
up.
It will not compare to this book. the king, the Yellow King, whatever it's called, the King in Yellow is so good. It is the best book that's ever been written. This is the book of all books, the one book, the book,
But
only
Drada,
book ever.
but Drada, why?
Hey, Drada, you get another Benny.
Thank you. It's I can't even put it into words. It's so amazing.
But-
The king, these people and their trials of getting to the castle.
You know what
And
else
what
is
happens after
amazing?
that? It
Getting
is
Tell us
Amazing.
of the king, Drada.
He was amazing, and it was grand what he did. It was yellow and stuff. It was amazing. There were things
Yellow,
that
amazing.
just happened. And it
Yellow
was
is a true
it
color
went
of
from-
war.
It went from tattered to amazing.
color
in
of
the
hot
story
dogs.
itself.
The best hot dog.
Yes.
Yes,
Artisanal.
everything I could ask for has come to me in this one
Artesian
book.
hot dog.
Thank you, Discordia.
Uh-oh.
Oh, snap.
Oh,
We
apparently
have gotten a
Flash-
message.
Along the shore, the cloud waves break. The twin suns sink behind the lake.
Don't
The
read it to
shadows
us.
lengthen in Carcosa. Strange is the night where black stars rise and strange moons circle through the skies. But stranger still is lost Carcosa. This is cool.
This is all Drada talks about. He recites these passages, trying to
Holy
get you guys
crap.
to understand how interesting the book is.
Don't you understand? A strange moon circles through the skies. That's all I ever talk about is the moon. Do you not understand? This is destiny.
It's a
Do
lot
any
like
of you try and read
before.
the book?
Bond.
Do any of you
well-
I can't read, so no. I try to read the book, but I'm like, I don't know what any of these words mean. What's a Carcosa?
Everything. It is everything, Vec.
Is that like a elfin cuisine?
It's life.
Okay, yeah. Do I have to
So-
stab you in the throat, or are you going to go to sleep?
I just start rocking back and forth, holding the book.
That works for me.
Thinking
Turn
about
over and try to
Song
get
of
sleep.
my
Alright.
soul, my voice is dead. Die thou unsung as tears unshed. The tears unshed. Thank you. Thank you, Discordia.
I'll unshed this blade in your throat if you don't shut up. No.
All right, so Hammond, you are now in possession of all the other tomes because
I am. Yes, I will be carrying them. I think
That
Hammond thinks it's
night-
weird that this is happening.
Yeah, very
that night,
weird.
what did you do? That first night, what did you do?
I think that it would probably be hard to do much because, Drada's doing his thing. And
Well, he
and,
doesn't start talking about that book until the morning. He doesn't start
Oh, okay.
proselytizing about it until the morning.
Well, in that
but
case,
that night,
I will likely Hemon is a simple character, but the dream of the prior evening was of great interest because that is a new dream. Hemon has never dreamed that dream. So
yes.
I think I would take the sword back out for a second night, and I would pay even closer attention still to it.
Give me an
Maybe
spirit
like
roll.
maybe trying to chip dirt out of the filigree, or
Mhm. Give me.
Maybe-
Oh, in that case. Oh, you know what? Give me a repair roll.
oh, that's new. Do I even have that?
Oh.
I've never done a repair. Let's see. Would that be an unskilled attempt for
You
me,
would-
or
if you don't have the skill, you would have to do it unskilled.
okay, just checking that it's not hidden somewhere and I'm
Yeah.
okay. Unskilled attempt.
There we go.
Nice.
Turns out,
Getting a raise.
Nice. Right on the dot.
Okay. Yeah, because that was a 10 minus 2 because it's unskilled, so but still an 8, still a hit and a raise. All right, so you, by the time you're done cleaning out all the filigree and whatnot, the blade, and after the 2 days of care from you, the blade is pristine. Were it not just snapped off somewhere in the halfway up the middle of it, this would look like it had freshly come from the smith's shop. It is, and you're filled with this sort of inner warmth at the work you have done, and this pride as you look at your accomplishments. The same pride you felt in the dream, looking out over the city, the same sense of honor and duty to care for this blade and to guard it. And you can make out in the filigree, now that you've cleaned the blade, this intricate knotwork that, and now that Drada's been teaching you various languages and runes and whatnot, you can make out in the weaving a word that seems to encircle a symbol that was not quite as clear before on the blade, and it appears to be a symbol of a coin with a palace in the center of it.
oh, that's one of the symbols.
And engraved, the word that appears to be engraved around the circle of the coin.
That is cool.
It says, hang on 1 second. Hang on. Sorry, looking in the wrong place. There we go. It is a word that says Erlin True Song. And then in that appears to be the name around, that's sort of the word that's wrapped around the palace, and then wrapped around the outside of the coin, mixed in with the filigree, is with this blade was so struck the umbral worm.
Oh. Okay.
May its wielder forever bear the strength of Erlin Trusong.
Oh. Oh. Well, well, well.
Very well. Very, very well done.
This feels like a pretty decent treasure. Perhaps Hemin is a bit stronger now.
Well, but were it not for the fact that the blade itself is broken.
Well, we'll see. We'll work on it.
Yep.
We're gonna take it to the smith.
To the
All right,
smithy.
so the following day, you guys get up. You're only about it's a short half day's trip into Delver home, so I'm not gonna have you guys make a survival check this close to the fortress.
Because
And
that would be embarrassing if we failed and they all saw it
Yeah.
on the driveway.
So let me just real quickly.
Like, have you ever biff it trying to take the garbage out?
Yep. That's this. I don't know, the music is so scary that I kind of thought that something was gonna get us, like, at this point. I thought we were gonna get there and feel like, hey, we made it, and then no, we didn't made it.
Or Delverhome is burning.
Oh my god. And then the story takes a dark turn when Drada returns to find his owl child slain.
The real Drata comes.
I mean, that's a character arc.
Drata of the night.
The night cometh. There shall be no
Trying to pull
moon
everybody
this
here to this scene. Are you guys getting a loading there?
Oh yeah.
We
Yep.
are.
Okay.
Gotta
just
close
that-
all these
just
book
making sure.
windows. Hold on. I got spell windows and book windows and.
Couple things.
You're
Couple
reading.
things.
You can't see the map. You're reading constantly.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
the time.
that's-
Well,
Well, that's-
he only has to do that when when you guys sit down to make camp. That's when the urge to pull the book back out.
So then when
Oh,
we're
no.
traveling, does
You-
Drada be like, hey,
When you're traveling, he's constantly talking about it.
okay,
Yeah.
just
Yeah, Cheyenne, you laid this egg, and I'm gonna hatch it, baby. Don't worry. You brought this into the world. We're gonna go all in.
me and Vec are gonna scramble that egg, so. That egg is about to be an omelet.
All right, so it looks like we're getting. Who hasn't shown up yet? Still waiting on Taylor.
Yes.
She has the furthest to go.
Well, it looks like the 98% may have gotten me, so I'm gonna just reload it.
Okay.
But while I'm reloading,
As you return to Delverhome, it is bristling with activity. Constructions have begun in earnest all over the places. Several of the camps are covered in construction supplies,
Oh,
rope, and
wow.
lumber. A few places are actually have buildings up now already since you've been gone.
Whoa! What?
This is cool.
So for those of you new in the chat to this show and to our productions, this was just a bunch of scattered tents last time we were here, and we went to the was it the Twisted Forest? What was it called?
Thornwild?
The Thornwild. Thank you. We went to the Thornwild and gathered provisions and a bunch of wood, and now they're starting to add more to the town. That's super cool.
Well, it
seems like they made good use of those supplies that we got.
There's also a lot more people here than you met before. There you actually see the dwarven guards of Delverhome actually are out in force. It looks like a lot more people have found their way to Delverhome since from before, and now that there's more stuff here and there's more work to be done, it's like pulling in fresh-faced adventurers. By the way, if I didn't mention it, you guys all get a level up.
Oh,
wait,
sick.
are we S yet?
I think this may be you guys hitting season. Is that right?
This is advance number 3.
Yeah. So this will be you guys hitting season.
I can't use anything on the edge sheet now. Bam.
Well, I didn't mean to use that. I just
Yeah.
marked in
I
advance.
was-
That's kind of weird.
That is strange. I'll give you back your, or you can give yourself back the spent charge on that. You should have 15 uses. Yeah.
Will do.
yeah, there appear to be a bunch of what would be adventurers. So where do you guys go to first when you return to the Delver home?
Well,
There are three what you would say are completed buildings. One right here, where the blacksmith camp used to be. Looks like Ayer's Rune's daughter has got a more proper magic shop set up. And
I was scared that you were gonna say she has like a boyfriend now, and
as you look to the north of the cave, it looks like the broken forge has been significantly up.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and and everybody, we can see their faces.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Do we see the building blocks for the home that I contracted?
That is going to be that's in a offshoot of this main. This is sort of like the main marketplace.
Okay.
The dwarf. From what you understand, the dwarves were going to give. They're looking for like one of the more one of the side passageways where they're going to give you place to actually live. You know.
Okay.
Oh, so beautiful.
Excellent. Then I will.
So
I will go.
going through with you. You know what I'm going to do? It is going to seem weird, but I am going to assign everybody to a combat and deal cards, and we're going to go in the order of those cards.
Okay.
So, Drada, with the Ace of Hearts, what are you going to do when you get here?
I go to Hammond and I say, "Would you please?
Have you heard of this
Do me a
book?
favor. Have you heard of this book? Please do me a favor. Here's this bird seed. Will you take it to that owl? I need to go study, and I'm going to head towards the bar, the Broken Forge."
Okay. All right. So you'll head to the Broken Forge. Hammond, with the Ten of Hearts, what is your plan?
We'll be taking that bird seed to Ayer.
Okay.
And I will present it to Ayer and her owl. Great lady.
Oh,
This.
I just want to see what everybody plans to do, and then we'll do those scenes.
Okay, that's what I'm
Alright,
doing.
So, Vec, what is your plan?
I'm going to the blacksmith.
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
All right. So, and with that, we will do that in reverse order here, I think. So, Vec, you go to the blacksmith first. Ingvar, you make your way up to the blacksmith. You can hear Ingvar in the. Actually, there's a door down here, which you're able to walk in through, and then up a flight of stairs, and then you're in the actual smith room. But it looks like they're actually set up a storefront building adjacent to it. But this is where Ingvar is, and he's hammering away at the forge. And he turns to see you when you come in. And he's like, "Ah, my little goblin friend, welcome back. Were you at luck? Did you find those things that the Alchemist sent you for?"
Yes, we did, but I do not have them on myself. One of my other friends will be bringing it here. However, I do have some things that are not much use to me that I was looking to sell. If you would take, metal wares and the like.
Oh, well, certainly. Let's get away from the heat. He puts down what he's working on, and he opens the side door and pulls you over into the shop section of his place. And you can see that the walls he's built these racks where he's been working hard at more supplies for just basic swords and hammers and axes and stuff like that. And he says, "It's gotten really busy the last few days. I'm glad for it, but it seems that more and more people are seeking refuge here at Delverhome, much like yourselves. Of course, you were always the first heroes of Delverhome. So I am always willing to help you as well. I could not have built this place were it not for your aid in bringing the logs back from Thornwile. And that I thank you.
You see,
So-
Vec feels kind of awkward at like being thanked for doing things because he's not very used to it. He says,
Yeah, it's no big deal. But you're welcome.
and he
So-
walks over to the table, and he sets down his dagger, and he also sets down Heartstriker. And he says,
I've recently come across some pieces of powerful equipment, and I am looking to get rid of those things that I do not need any longer. Just curious what they would be worth to you. Sure, they would fetch quite a pretty gold thorn.
He examines them both, and he says, "Well, the dagger is fairly normal, common, you might say. I could give you a gold for it."
I would be fine with that. A thorn is perfectly fine for me.
Blade, however. I'm surprised that you are looking to give this up. Such a keen edge on this weapon.
That it isn't not much use to me, but if I don't fetch a good enough price for it, then I do have a friend that could possibly use it if situations become dire, but he is not one for the martial arts, so to speak.
Were it anyone else, I would say we'll accept these things at half their sale value. But for you, go 75%.
That would be very appreciated.
Based on its age, the quality of its construction, shall I say? He begins to scribble something out with a piece of burnt charcoal on one of the boards on the table, basically just kind of like trying to do the math out himself. $2,400.
Do you have that much?
I can arrange. I have credit with the dwarves of Delverhome. Certainly. Yes. Like I said, it's gotten very busy.
I would take that.
Alright, so don't worry about the dagger, but if you could walk over to the blacksmith wares anvil there,
yeah,
and click on sell to there's a way for you to sell a thing to a merchant, right?
Sheet. No.
No?
I don't.
Try and just drag the hard striker onto it.
Oh, yeah, that works. Cool.
There it goes. And did your coin go up by? Yeah, you now have 2,400 thorns in your currency there. See there at the top of your character sheet.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's
Yep. I see it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then I would advise you. I'll show you where you can change that into. You could just delete it if you wanted to, or edit it down into the actual items that you have down there for the weight. Or there's a way for you to I've added a money changer up near the top corner where you can trade things back and forth in order to get different values and weights around.
Cool.
Oh, that's nuts.
And now,
okay, cool.
And now Heart Striker is for sale at the blacksmith shop. Should another adventurer come along and want to purchase it.
That's cool.
All right, so Hammond, you head on over to Rune's daughter's magic shop. Let's just put you right inside. You walk in.
Zoop.
Okay. On the way over there, as you cross the river and up the flight of stairs, you see Ulo standing there, away from his camp, talking with one of the guards. He's just sort of having a conversation, and he sees you, and he's just like, "Oh, Hammond, you're back so soon."
Yes, well, we took a flight, if you will. Learned quite a few things.
I am happy to see you. Did your adventure go well?
It was strange.
Yes.
We came across cultists on the way. Black robes. Dare say you know of these.
I've heard stories. With the new people coming into to Delverhome, it carries these stories of encountering such martial clerics as the cloaks, the Black Cloaks. Yes.
Yes.
Say that they give no quarter and take no prisoner.
Now that is what Drada told us. They were burning the treasures of the Silver City.
Oh dear, what such a great loss.
Aye. But we managed to sneak out with a few. Something for you as well in my pack.
If you saved something, that is good. Something for me, you said?
Something for you. Let me see here. It's quite the load. Alchemist's fire, acid flasks, 3 smoke sticks, what have you? Tanglefoot bag, even.
Oh, well, I'll certainly take them off your hands if you don't want them, but what I really need is some alembics, glassware, that sort of thing.
Would that be the alchemist's kit?
Yes, it would be.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, I'm gonna name everything in my bag till we get it.
Well, we did manage it. We found something that may suit your fancy, and this cumbersome object
Here, I hand over the scales that we found, the alchemist kit. Some tinder twig.
Well, and the kit, his eyes light up when you pull out the kit, and all the glassware, and the alembics, and the heating bowls, and all that equipment. He's just like, oh, this is exactly what we needed. With this I can, so much of what I make when I'm trying to put together a potion is wasted. It's lost to the ether because I don't have the right equipment. But now, I will be able to produce more potions quickly and effectively. You have done a great thing here, Hammond.
Well, let's pray that there is an ale in it for me.
I will begin immediately on crafting some additional supplies for you. Is there anything you need in particular?
We will be wanting for that healing potion you speak of. Friend Vec has been limping about with many wounds for days, a day's time now. And it's...
Yes. You'll need a greater healing potion.
We will. We may have found that the small window of time, it's difficult in a battle to see to that, so.
Give me a few hours. We'll see what I can do.
Aye.
he takes the kit from you and hustles off down to his campsite, which is only now just sort of coming together, but he kind of like ducks into the tent in order to begin working on something for you. And you continue on past a couple of adventurers debating some strange door that they noticed out in the labyrinth that they're pulling a crew together to go see what they can find. It's just something you hear in passing, and you get to the first ladder that you have to climb up into the second tier of Delver Home. And just so you know, if you click on that little ladder symbol.
You can't use this stairway. It looks disabled.
Oh, is it? Oh, because it's guarded. That's why.
Oh, wait.
There you go.
Okay, I clicked the top one.
Yeah.
Maybe it was because I clicked the wrong one. No, it was right. Okay, now I'm up here. Cool. Did you see
Whoops.
that, people? We can climb the ladders here. This is
Yeah.
real. We are really in Delverhome. This is really happening to us. The
And then
fires are flickering.
You make your way into Rune's daughter's place, which does not appear to have a name on it or anything. It's just you recognize that's where her camp was, and there is a symbol of a crystal ball or something. It looks like the sign is still being worked on.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah. As you walk in, actually, she's in the back behind the curtain, and you can hear her fumbling around with some stuff. And the owl is sort of perched on the table as you walk in, and it kind of cocks its eye and just begins to sort of chitter, sort of.
Owl music.
I think
How
I'm
is it-
joking.
I bring a gift
What is it?
for you.
And she pokes her head through the curtain and sees you, and he's like, "Oh, I see." Calm down. And she walks over to the owl and kind of like pets the top of his head, and he like kind of like nips at her fingers, and then kind of like looks at you, and then kind of walks away across the table, and kind of hunkers down on resting on his legs, and kind of warming his feet. She goes, "You have returned.
Yes. Lady,
All is well. Not seen too out of sorts. No new scars."
well, not all scars are visible.
And I'm going to, with great theater, lay out the seed on the countertop. I'm going to unwrap it and lay it, and just kind of back up and maybe do like a slight bowing in my reversal. And
The
I'm
owl,
going.
which was the owl, which had moved over to the side of the corner and kind of hunkered itself down and was kind of staring off in one direction, kind of like turns, and its ears kind of like its ears kind of go from kind of flat out to like straight up. Its feathers kind of like ruffle and kind of ripple down its body, and kind of like
Yes.
kind of turns and looks over you, and then looks up at Rune's daughter, and then looks over at you. And she says, and Rune's daughter looks down at the owl and goes, "When?" And he kind of like hops over, looks at you, looks at the seed, kind of like reaches out one clawed foot, kind of like drags some of the seed over towards him, and then hops back, hunkers back down, just kind of starts pecking at the table beneath it.
This is so
Yes.
gratifying. This was worth it.
And she goes, "I think you've made a friend today."
But I cannot claim that honor. You see, this is not my gift to bestow. I bring it instead of the great wizard, Drada.
Well then, give him my thanks.
But I cannot.
My son.
He is ill in the mind, lady.
How so?
Something has gripped him. A tome of great power.
A really good book.
The greatest book.
Tell me
Fanfiction.
more about this. And we cut the scene there. As Drada walks up the
Starts bothering the townspeople.
Drada, you just for fun. I'm taking you to the base of the ladder. Click on the ladder. Climb up, go on up.
Do you have time
Are
to
you
talk about our
beatboxing while you
Lord
go
and
over there,
Savior,
Tony?
The Yellow King.
Have you seen this book? Have you seen this book? Hello, read the book.
Oh, stop.
Please, come. Why are you walking away? No, come back. You must read this.
Oh, it's so
Give me a
bad.
persuasion roll.
I'm so embarrassed.
I know. I don't know this guy.
This is a wild
Please.
Drada. The Yellow King
No.
himself.
You are not persuasive. They seem to back away from you and keep a wary eye on the crazy man trying to hand them reading materials here. Like you know,
Love
every
that you
day.
say reading materials. That's so great.
Like,
Do you
at
have a
this point,
moment?
Drada is disheveled, like a
Yeah,
little bit, like his
little
hair's,
bit.
like his, and he's like, no, wait, stop. You don't understand. The meaning of life is in these pages.
Oh, they really
The
don't.
soul will sing. Please, the moon. And he just starts talking and reciting. And he starts making his way to the, what's your name? The bar.
It's even harder because technically you are exhausted, which means you have 2 levels of fatigue at the moment. Fatigue, the new rules of Savageworlds, 1 level of fatigue is just called fatigue. 2 levels is called exhausted.
Okay.
So then just walk away. Just walk away. Johnny, you're just going up and down the ladders. Are you just having fun?
I'm trying to like. I want to go to this bar. How do I get to the bar?
This is
It's not letting
on
me go to the
purpose.
bar.
Click
That's
on the
how he
ladder,
is
go up,
right now.
And then use the WASD keys to move away from the ladder.
He's on the ladder just like, do you know about the book?
The book.
There you go.
He can't figure out how to go on the ladder because he's
Did
Yeah,
you-
take the stairs.
Oh my god, I thought you got stuck in that corner and that you'd have to go all the way around, and that would be so hilarious. Oh my god, look at the bar. This was just a bunch of like, you know, freaking just crates stacked on top of each other before.
Man, we really got some loot this time.
We did. We did.
Yeah, had you examined that book, it would have let you examine everything else. Because I noticed that nobody had, I mean, the wizard didn't have detect arcana, but I figured you kind of needed to have it.
Yeah.
Just in general. So I came up with this little trinket.
I feel like I saw a meme about that just today. 3 arcane people and no one has detect magic.
All right, and so that is all the things that really needed to be. Oh, there's a scroll. Did you give her the scroll to identify?
Did you give me
I didn't
the
take
scroll?
the scroll out.
Okay.
Okay,
So you
I
still have
didn't-
the scroll.
I only took the books out.
I didn't
Yeah,
have it.
I didn't take the scroll out.
Okay. So yeah, that is the only remains the scroll to be identified. Then everything else you guys have figured out one way or the other, and whatever the true nature of that great sword, the broken great sword is.
I would leave these items with her, like on loan, so that she could study them, because I assumed that it would take some period of time for her to look over the shield and the sword and the books that Drada had given me. But my primary goal at this point, now that I've delivered the gift, is to get her help with Drada.
Oh yeah. All right, but we're gonna pick that up next week.
Remember, kids, find
Beware
an
of
adult.
books.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better judging a book by its cover.
Yes.
Sometimes, yeah.
And if it's clasped, it's probably clasped for a reason.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
Lessons.
folks.
Every
Thank
week.
you very much for tuning in. This has been Dungeons of Discordia. I've been Cheyenne Wright, your game master. This has been my fine crew of adventurers. Anything you guys want to promote before we say goodnight?
Check us out on Sundays for The Ascended, our cyberpunk superhero show that airs at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. You can donate to the USO, which is a super awesome organization that helps active duty and veterans as well connect with family members as well as with the civilians of the United States. And there is a link down below in a icon that you can click to donate to that. And if you want to get some super sweet dice, you can go to MistyMountainGaming.com. Just use the
Heck
code
yeah.
Tyrants. It's all capitals, and that will give you 10% off of your entire purchase. You can also click the link, or I'm sorry, not the link, but the image of Misty Mountain Gaming's logo, and that'll take you right over to our affiliate page. We do get a kickback off of that, so that also supports our community. Thank you all so much. Anything anyone else wanted to go through? All right.
Ascended on Sunday night.
Yeah. So we will catch you guys Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Love yourselves. Love each other. Let's take care of this world as one people, everybody.
Read the book.
Read
Have you heard of